7 just finished filming, and it comes out in under a year. So today I'm joined by my buddy Craven, something scary, to discuss some theories for the movie, along with all recent news, rumors, and ideas for what this movie could be about, and just overall discussing Scream 7, because, we're both really excited for it. So, let's get into it. Hey everyone, today I'm once again joined by Craven Something Scary to discuss some Scream 7 rumors, theories, and just general news. Going to be going over it and giving some ideas and theories and just thoughts on them. So, what's up? Thanks for coming on. How's it going?
Hey, it's going great, Shay. Thank you for the invitation. It's always fun to hang out with you on a stream or a video and talking Scream 7, which, hey, man, that's my jam. So I appreciate the invitation, man. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and Scream 7 recently, we've been getting so much news for it. We've been getting way more news than I thought we even would, especially casting wise.
True.
With certain castings out there,
Yeah.
which I never thought would ever happen. So what were you thinking when those first happened? Like Matthew Lillard,
Oh,
Scott Foley, etc., all coming back, like David Arquette now as well.
David Arquette. That's right. He's officially announced as being, it's wild, man. It's like almost like Kevin Williamson is taking everyone from his and then Wes Craven's Scream world, those first four movies, and he's just bringing everybody home. It's like this is one big reunion of sorts, and I think that's really really cool. Excuse me. And when I first heard the news, of course, you're thinking about, wait a minute, Scott Foley, because he was announced first in the morning, and then they announced Stu the same day, but it was in the evening. It was like bam bam, and so my head exploded that day. That was like insane trying to get everything out and videos out and live streams. But I will tell you this: I first thought of, okay, because I'm on the Stu train, Shay, as you know,
Yeah,
I'm all about Stu Truther and leading the charge. So the first thing I thought of is, hey, Gabe, we're gonna have a flashback with Scott. I mean, with Roman and Stu. And I first went to the idea of a prequel. We're gonna see the Marine Prescott killing finally, which I've always wanted to see that. And then I thought to myself, well, that's one option. Another option is it's a flashback scene to Scream 3, and we find out that Stu was the accomplice or the mastermind, however you want to look at it, but the accomplice instead of Angelina, which, I'm a firm believer that the West filmed that movie to show us there's two killers in Scream 3. And I could talk all day just about that topic, but anyway, I believe Roman was not the only killer, and I never will. I just can't. Defies logic. So I'm like, if Stu's the second killer in Scream 3, meaning he's alive and he's been a part of all this stuff to some degree, that would be a really cool thing to me. And he's coming after Sydney now. Well, with the announcement of Dewey back, and we've heard all the rumblings of Jill coming back now, as well as Billy. It makes me think what we're getting is the Scream 3 voice changer 2.0 back, which I love the voice changer of Scream 3 with the multiple voices. I think we're getting that. And my thing is, I believe there's going to be a situation where we as the audience don't know who's alive. What of these people are really still alive, or if they're all dead, or if of course, my hope is Matthew Lillard obviously is pulling the strings and he'll be shown to be alive. So I know it was a very long rant for you, but those were my initial feelings. And honestly, still the Matthew Lillard idea is still my present theory that I hope comes true. Yeah.
yeah. I agree with you. I really hope Stu is still alive, just because it would be so cool to see him come back, especially with
Oh.
basically, we've never seen a Ghostface come back to life. I guess kind
Mm-hmm.
of take what's her name? Don't even remember her name. Quinn, I think it
Oh.
was from Scream
Oh,
6.
Quinn. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kind
Right,
of,
right. Yep, that's true.
but don't really like Scream 6, and that was kind of a bad reveal there anyway. So I still want Stu to be the one who comes back after all this time.
Yes,
I think it would
yes,
be so cool. You know, we've been hearing like people saying, "Oh, what if it's like someone using AI and stuff?" I think that'd be cool. If
yeah.
it was Stu using the AI as well, it'd be even
Hmm.
cooler. But your idea of like the voice changer coming back is actually much more interesting because they would have probably improved that technology across the last few years, you know, because
Sure.
Scream 3 was, when was that set? Like,
2000.
yeah, like, was it set in 2000? Was it set like the year before? Because didn't they have to like wait a little longer to make it?
Well, it was 2 years between Scream 2 and Scream 3. And Scream 2 was 1998, and Scream 3 debuted in February of 2000.
All right, yeah, then
Yep.
it would be 2000. But yeah,
25 years. It's a
I,
long time.
yeah, that's a lot of time to develop some new technology.
Yes.
I mean, if they use Dewey's voice for like Ghostface, I would like hate whoever the Ghostface is, but I would love if it's a flashback. I don't want a ghost Dewey with Gale. I hated the ghost Billy with Sam. It was so
Right.
stupid. And probably my least favorite, least favorite part of those movies, besides just like them not having like Sydney and Six and everything as well.
Yeah, I know, man. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, my thought is like with Dewey, I could only imagine like Gail getting a phone call and it's Dewey's voice and how it's from how just twisted that is. And that
Yeah,
could be so dark. That could be such a dark moment in a movie, depending on what he says. But just the traumatic like experience of knowing he's not alive, but she's hearing his voice, and it would just be so difficult for Gail. I'm sure that would be so tormentful, if you will. And there's so many avenues you could take now with Dewey being dead. And I think Sydney getting a call from him was great, but I think Gail getting a call is what's gonna hit us in the heart and be like, you just get angry then. I'd be so angry, like you say, I would have strangled this Ghostface for doing that to Gail Weathers. And um, you know, I'm with you, man. Not really big on the AI thing. I think that it either needs to be flashback, voiceovers, which I think that's a done deal. And again, Matthew Lillard alive, ideally for me, and you and all the truthers, hashtag truth. Wow, hashtag Stu Nation. Let me get that right. Um, but we'll see, man. Is he alive? Or are they going to do it or not? Is it going to, if they don't do that, Shay, it just seems to me a huge missed opportunity to not bring Stu back. I mean, you've got the perfect opportunities to, Sydney's back in focus. Gail's going to have a huge part. This is the time, man. Like, really, this is the time. I mean, technically, Scream 5 would have been the time because they already at Stu's house, and I won't even go back to that. But we're here. It's a new day. Kevin Williamson is reviving this, so I hope he brings Stu back. I know I keep going back to Stu, but I really do, man. So we'll see. Fingers crossed.
I can see us going back to Stu so many times in this video. I will probably go back to Stu at least 5 more times during this whole video. I'll
Yes,
save a few for later on. But
right.
there's another thing which I want with Dewey, which should be maybe he didn't even maybe the body bag was just some other person in the hospital. You know, he was literally in a hospital when he died. So like
Right.
maybe they rushed to him, and
I mean, look, man, we've learned from Chad. Anybody can live and survive now, pretty much. Although Dewey's death
yeah,
was really brutal. I mean, literally getting gutted in the hallway. It's pretty. But you know what, man? Anything again, it would be shocking. But hey, I'm not gonna say I'd hate it because I love Dewey, and I don't
yeah,
believe he should have ever been killed, man. And it just should not have happened. And Stu Macher killed him. If they're gonna keep him dead, then I have to believe it. Here we go back to Stu. But I'm just saying, I think Stu killed Dewey just for the record, and not little
Yeah.
Amber. I just don't think so. But could they have saved him in time, Shay? Maybe. If he's in, you say he's in the hospital, so if they, could they have saved him from not losing too much blood or all that other stuff? Look, it's a movie. It's a movie. It's not a documentary, right? So you could, if they want him to live, they could do that. So, but I just don't want to hear a voice of Dewey. I want to see Dewey. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I want to see him in this movie, not just hear him. So, and that's for all of these folks, Scott and Jill, whoever. I would really love to see them in some form or fashion, but especially Dewey and of course Stu. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's like two things which like I want to build upon with what you said. So like one of the things, I'll just have to say this just for the record, for all those people who just have like no life and just are like no fun at all, and will be like, Scream's supposed to be realistic. One, Chad is somehow still alive. Two, um, have you ever had fun in your life? Um,
Right.
but
This is supposed to
go
be entertainment after all, right? This is supposed to be entertainment. Come on. It's
yeah
fun. It's fiction. But yeah, good point. We got Chad back in this movie. I mean, at this point, like I say, you can almost, unless it's a bullet to the head, in my book, you can pretty much make a way for him to come back. So,
yeah
but you know what? Who knows, man? Kevin might want to get back to that more like it was before, where and Wes did it too, where it was more, I'm gonna say realistic. I mean, it was some of the stuff you get,
yeah
versus now where it's kind of radio silence and Guy Busick and James Vanderbilt pretty much just blew the door off of that in many ways with deaths. So yeah, man. Hey, you just never know what we're gonna see. I'm excited. And as you and I were talking a moment ago before we went, the videos got started. I will say this to everybody as a warning, and is that if you don't want to be spoiled on this movie, there are a lot of rumors. I mean, we don't know if they're true or not, but a lot of rumors and leaks from people that in the past have been real credible that are out there that reveal a lot of very revealing things, I should say. So I just want to warn you guys. I'm starting to really ease up on who I look at now because we're a year away from release essentially, and it's already coming out. Stuff's already coming out about this storyline, and literally, if we're not careful, Shay, we could have this whole movie spoiled by the end of the year. I
yeah
suspect. So be careful. I know this channel we're here, Shay, so you don't have to worry about it. Spoiler free. And my channel as well, you're not going to worry about it. It's a safe place. I do not reveal spoilers ever in my content. So, be careful who you're watching. So, we're two channels you're going to be okay with. And there's others too, but just be careful. That's all I just want to say that. Be careful if you don't want to have the movie spoiled. Yeah.
yeah. That's like one of the key things, because it's seeing so many rumors, so many like this is going to happen, so many like leaked scenes and photos. Like, when like you the first person who got like the like footage of Ghostface, that was like
Yep.
really cool.
That is
It was
very
like
true.
walking around.
That's right. I'm the first person that got footage of Ghostface from Scream 7, and was really honored to be able to be the first to do that. And some of you may be thinking, well, dude, you got spoiling the movie. It's the only way that's a spoiler is if you did not think Ghostface was going to be in Scream 7. Okay,
Yeah,
that's it. If you thought he was no Ghostface anymore, then okay, yeah, that was a spoiler. But all of us know he's going to be back. It's Ghostface. It's Scream. So that footage, I was very careful because I have more footage that reveals who was being chased, and I'm not showing that ever. That's going to stay in the vault because that's a spoiler. That's a big time spoiler, and I'm not going to reveal that. So I only wanted to show Ghostface because we all knew he's coming. He's coming, and I thought the footage was amazing. How this was a chase scene, and we see the character. I'm not going to identify gender. We see the other character. but they're running. Okay, and then but what we see next is Ghostface walking, like no hurry whatsoever. It reminded me of just like this. I was like, whoever this Ghostface is very confident and very in control, and someone like I could picture a Stu like Ghostface who's like, I look, man, I'm a veteran at this stuff. I ain't got no time to be. I'm gonna get you. I'm not worried about getting you. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, I got to, I was like, that's pretty cool. So I got to share that. So yeah. And then I also shared many of the very first images of Pine Grove, Indiana, the town. Not all of them are mine, but all of the ones that have my watermark, you'll know are mine or that were exclusive. And I'm telling you, right now, and I'm going to be talking about more about this tonight, but really the way that it looks, Shay, the town, it looks like Woodsboro type of environment again. We're going back to small town, leaves blowing that they literally brought in with trash bags and turned on a fan. And I mean, it's got that feel to me. We're going back to the Wes Craven Williamson Scream days. This is it. We're going back and we're going to have that vibe in this movie. And I can't wait. I think it's going
Yeah.
to be awesome. Yeah.
I mean, another thing which like I saw, I don't know if this was like your image, but I know that it was like one of like the images that were like out there. It was like an image of Sydney or like I can't remember if it was Sydney, but it was like someone near like a mental hospital or something like that. I know that like a mental
Mm,
hospital was something to do with the plot somehow.
right.
Um,
That's true. There is a psychiatric hospital that's in the movie. It's going to be in the movie, and it involves Gail Weathers, and she has a part in that role, not being in the hospital, but I mean, visiting the hospital. But we know that for sure. There's the psychiatric hospital, which just further, stirs the pot. Well, who's in there? Who is in that psychiatric hospital, and what's going on? And does someone escape that hospital? I don't know, man. Just there's that it just plants seeds, right? It just makes you think what could be. So
yeah,
that's
I mean,
yeah.
one of my theories for that bit is that that might be the small portion where Jill is in the movie because maybe they won't continue what was going to be Scream 5, before Scream 5 happened, of
Ah,
course, but
right.
after Scream 4, maybe that will be where she ended up if she didn't die, if she is actually one of the ones who are alive.
Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad at all, man. Yeah, that could be a little part there. Where she's Jill Roberts in the psych hospital, and that would uh that would close the door for anyone out there who thinks maybe she's dead or not. And a lot of people think she's still alive
Yeah.
because that was the plan. And maybe Kevin confirms it in that scene that she is still alive. Yeah, that she's still out there. That's a good idea, man. Yeah, good theory. I like that.
Yeah, but going back to like some of the AI stuff and also
Hmm.
Stu and everything, maybe say I don't know how many Ghostfaces will be in this movie. I hope it's not like too many. Like three
Right.
was already a bit overkill in the last movie. I kind
Hmm.
of want just two again. But
Yep.
if it or a cult, it would be
Yeah.
overkill, but it would be really cool. Uh,
Would.
so one of the things which I'm thinking is one of the ghost faces, besides Stu, of course, unless he's a tech whiz, um, has to know a lot about tech, and this goes into the AI stuff. Because what if the way which we also get a shot of like David Arquette Dewey in the movie is that they AI video call Gale with Dewey,
Okay.
and then I don't know, maybe like mocap stuff or just a pre-recorded video, and then
Hmm.
it's him saying something absolutely horrible to her, or like saying that like that's actually Ghostface, and they're just gonna go murder her or something.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, the whole video idea is one that's been kicked around and it's a good one. I mean, I even going back to like, having finding a video of Gales from the old back in the old 96 days even, and having footage found there or maybe I've heard theories that what if Dewey filmed a video that they just recently found somehow. It was like, play in the event of my death or something.
Yeah.
Now that would be a nice video. Obviously, that would not be a mean one. But honestly, could you imagine? I mean, I would love that if there was a video there where we get closure with Dewey and Gale like that, like through a video. It would be like, oh, it'd be that would satisfy one thing because they never got to say goodbye or anything like that. So, but I'm with you. I think more likely, it's going to be something that's not nice and pleasant. I think probably will be something that's going to be hurtful, and we're all going to feel it when it happens. And Gale, I think it will fuel Gale to another level beyond anything we've ever seen to catch these Ghostface. And I hope that's where we see the Gale of Scream 2 and Scream 1 be back, and even Scream 3 and 4, all four of those really you could pick from. But see that Gale, that version of Gale back, and just, dude, she's a hurricane, she's a tornado, and to deal with. And because I have missed that in the last 2 Scream movies, dude. She was a glorified cameo in 5. Even though she was in the finale, but still very tiny part. And then in Scream 6, it was a joke, honestly, man. It was almost like insulting the way they brought her back. Just, the apartment scene was amazing. It was great. But outside of that, you had her going to the shrine, but Kirby could have done that and revealed the shrine. It didn't have to be Gale, right? I mean, I'm glad it was, but it was. And then the conversation at the beginning when she gets punched by Tara. And if you take out those scenes, that's it. She really wasn't in the movie, so with any significance. So I've missed the old Gale O'Shea, and if it takes a really mean, sad, and just horrible phone call or video from Dewey, quote Dewey, then she'll make up for it. She'll win in the end. And we'll all be celebrating and standing up when she kills that ghost face or something, So yeah, man. But videos of AI, video, one of those 2 formats could easily happen in this movie, in my opinion. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and I mean, even if it isn't like Dewey talking to Gale through like some AI thing, if it is an old video of him, I want that to also be the rules section because I hated the way that Mindy did the rules in Scream 6. It was one of my least favorite scenes. I despise it so much. And this Randy, they shouldn't have killed him. It's
true.
I might stop fast forwarding it as well. I don't really fast forward anything in 6 because I don't really rewatch it. But with 5, I fast forward Dewey's death.
Me too,
Might
buddy.
fast forward that in Scream 6.
Every time I fast forward, I refuse to watch that scene. Nope.
Yeah.
I go, boop, 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 and I'm, whenever I do watch 6, which is not very often. I mean, I still like 6, but there's just a lot of problems with it, and there's a lot of plot holes in the writing. That's the biggest issue for me, is the writing of that movie. But so every once in a while, I do still watch it though. There's a lot worse movies than Scream 6 out there, trust me. But you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, man. But I do skip it. I've got to the point now where I've skipped the whole park scene with Mindy. I just can't take it. It's over the top, and it's just too over the top, dude, like crazy. I don't know if that was Radio Silence said, hey, we want you just to go big, go really big. Maybe she was directed to do that, but whatever it was is too much for me. I just can't stand it.
Yeah.
I
mean, if they have like Dewey doing the rules in this movie, and then also him saying goodbye to Gale or saying something nice to Gale, that would be a really nice final bit for Dewey in the franchise.
Yeah, it would, man. More I think about that, I'm kind of rooting for that now, actually, because it would be nice. It would be a way for us to see Dewey again, and to be able for him to be able to say his final thoughts to Gail, and maybe Sydney too. Maybe maybe her and Sydney, but especially Gail. And
Yeah.
it would be a way that I would be like, I would applaud Kevin if he did that. I'd be like, you know what, Kevin, you're doing good for you, man, because he knows the fans are not happy with what happened. And I mean, some fans are. I'll get and that's fine if you like the Deweys did. That's totally cool. But I know that me and are not a lot of others in the fandom are not happy about it. What happened? So yeah,
Yeah.
seeing closure happen would be it would be a sweet touch to the movie, and it would be very satisfying, honestly, for me as a fan, and I'm sure many others would find that satisfying. So, I'm kind of rooting for it, to be honest with you, versus Ghostface calling or something. Give us Dewey back in a nice way, not a mean way, because he was so sweet. It was Dewey, at the
Yeah.
heart of the franchise. So anyway, yeah, I agree, man. Those are I agree with you 100% on that.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a character who has their own theme song, you don't kill them. He had his own theme music in like 2 of the movies. You don't kill him off.
No, you don't. My gosh. And even in Scream 5, the movie that he's killed in, he gets his theme back. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't do that. Yeah, man. No, bring him back. Bring him back. Just give us a minute, 60 seconds, or 2 minutes. Just give us a little something of Dewey saying goodbye and saying or whatever he wants to say in the movie. And it would be so gratifying to see it.
Yeah.
It would just almost make it like, yeah, 5, you killed him, but he's been redeemed. We've got, he came back, and I do hope it's that, and not just a voice. We need to see Dewey. We
Yeah.
need him. Yeah. Let me ask you, Shay, your opinion on something. What do you think the angle is going to be with Scott Foley? Do you think it's going to be just a voice in the voice box, or do you think we get some type of flashback to Scream 3 or possibly Scream 1 with Dewey? I mean, with Billy and Stu, or do you have some other idea?
I think it might be all of that, just because
Mm,
I can't really think of a way where he's still alive. There's no way for him to still be alive. He's dead. He's
I
one of the
agree.
characters who is blatantly dead. A
Yes.
flashback can work anytime, as long as like they use some sort of like practical way to make him look younger and not like the de-aging they did with Skeet, because that looked terrible. Like the way which I look with like de-aging characters or something, especially after like watching this movie, is I look to like Orphan First Kill. Forced perspective is the way to go with it. Do specific shots to make it look like they're younger. Um,
Hmm.
but a flashback could definitely work, or just his voice. I don't really mind either with him. I mean, having him in there in itself is really cool. Um,
Yeah.
if they are going to have his voice, it will definitely be called to Sydney, and he will say something about their mum. I think maybe we'll get something else revealed about the mum in this movie.
Yeah, man. That would be great. And for the longest time, there were rumors that Lynn McCree was going to come back as Maureen Prescott. And that's died down now for quite some time, but that was weeks
Yeah,
ago. And I can tell you, because I have a relationship with Lynn. We're actually really good friends and talk to her fairly often. And when I brought up the subject of Scream 7 recently, um, it's at least as of right now, I don't think it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So
yeah,
that's my opinion on it. And now she could have signed paperwork, and so that even she can't even tell me, and I understand that if that ends up being the case. But as of right now, from her mouth to your ears, um, she's not been contacted. So we'll see. We'll see if she's playing poker or not. But I really don't think she is. I think she's being honest.
yeah,
Yeah. But there still could
yeah,
be something going back to 1. we could see Dewey. I keep saying Dewey now. We could see Roman talking with Billy and Stu. We could see some kind of flashback where they're planning out the murder. How do we do it? Well, here's how you do it. And Roman's coaching them, and so something like that could work also without actually having Marine. Or if they had a Marine, maybe it's one of those things where you hear it, or it's at a distance where you don't really see it, but you know what's going on, kind of thing. There's ways to do that too. How graphic do you want to be with it? It kind of boils down to if they do the
Yeah.
prequel idea, if that's like how, in a way, it's what if the opening kill of 7 was the first kill of the entire franchise with Maureen Prescott, like what started it off, and that's how our 7 begins, is with that. That would be pretty wild, but we'll have to see. I mean, to me, there's still a lot of possibilities here, man. And we've got less than a year now, under a year, but just barely under a year to strategize and theorize about what we may see. And that's the fun part, as long as we don't, get spoiled by actual spoilers. We're just giving theories and ideas. That's the fun part for the rest of this year. And it's gonna be, I have a feeling that when shooting closes on the 12th, which is only about 4 days away. Yeah, 4 days away. Once that happens and we get a little distance, I think we'll start to get, promo images, get that first poster coming out later in the year, first teaser trailer at, towards the end of the year, which will be exciting. And
Yeah.
those will all be their own animals, like live stream reaction videos, right? And all that fun stuff. But I love the possibilities, Shay, and they keep bringing back these older folks, and it just keeps adding to the pot, And
Yeah.
what more could you ask for, really? As a Scream fan, I mean, this is great. If you go back to the originals, and we're gonna hear all these OG characters, at least hear them. I mean, that's pretty darn cool, man. And so I look forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and along with like the older actors, we of course do have Kevin Williamson back. We've mentioned him a few times, but the thing which I always go back to, which scares me with this movie, which actually no longer does, was that he wasn't a big fan of gore. But from what I heard, it's that this movie is gonna be one of the most violent and brutal ghost faces.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's gotten over it now.
Sounds like
we
it.
had Mason Gooden saying that, so I'm really hoping that we at least have some sort of really violent kill in the movie, and then maybe the rest will be a bit more tame. But one violent kill will really be cool, as long as it isn't something dumb like in Scream 5 or 6.
Agreed. And when Mason said that, I'm like, whoa, okay. Well, you can't be much more credible than a cast member. Like, this isn't like some rumor from somebody in their basement. This is actually a cast member. And when he made that comment that Kevin Williamson is doing things with the human body I've never seen before, dude, that's pretty out there, man. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
So and then when he talked about the prosthetic, remember, he's like, he walked in and saw this prosthetic, and it literally freaked him out, like scared him literally. He saw it.
Yeah, that's the type of stuff you hear when someone's working on a Saw movie, not a Scream movie. So I'm really interested.
Exactly. Yes, me too, man. And when in that footage I got of Ghostface and again, maybe I'm overreading or reaching on it, but the fact that Ghostface is walking, he's not running after a character. That's different, Shay. That's a different thing right there. That's like what we see in a Michael Myers, right, type of character more so. And because Ghostface is usually running out full speed, and I'm sure he will be in some of the scenes. I mean, don't get me wrong, but in this one particular scene, he's walking, and not in the least bit, around the broad open, and taking his time because he knows he's going to find his prey. And to me, that's a different kind of
Yeah.
Ghostface, and a kind of Ghostface that would probably be more brutal when they catch you. You're going, he's going to rip you up, and I'm excited. I really am, dude. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, I think we're going to see more blood than we've
Yeah.
ever
I
seen in
mean,
a Scream movie.
everything we've been hearing has just been making me more excited for this movie. Like, especially like even when you said like we see him walking in like that clip that you got, that
Yeah.
just tells you he's going to be a psychopath, and this might actually be like a really chilling Ghostface portrayal or
Mm.
something. Like
Yes.
everything is sounding like this is different, but it goes back to the roots of Scream, which is what you need.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It really is, man. It's almost like Kevin is taking the best of what he wrote and what Wes Craven brought to life, and then he's adding secret sauce or special sauce on top of it and mixing it in. And in my
Yeah.
mind, because in my mind anyway, I think Kevin is, and again, I don't know this for a fact. I'm just speaking my own opinion, but I believe that he's intending this to be a movie that Wes would be proud of, and that would be a movie that both of them would have made together back in the day, like when Wes was still with us, and the fact that Kevin Williamson said himself that every single day on set when they're filming, he's thinking of Wes every day that they're filming the movie. Like Wes is on the front of his mind. And that tells me that he not only cares about the legacy, but he cares about this movie and how it's going to be done and how it's going to be presented. So that gives me great hope, Shay, that this is going to feel like a Wes Craven Scream movie in many ways when we watch it. I really do. I think he's going to restore that. Because who better than Kevin? He knew, he wrote it. He was on set with 1 and 2. He knew, he knows how Wes filmed the movies. And again, I'm not trying to say it's going to be a Wes Craven movie because there's only one Wes Craven. Trust me. But I believe that Kevin
Yeah.
is going to pay such respect to Wes and his filmmaking style that we're going to feel like we're almost there. It's like, dude, are we sure we're not in a Wes Craven movie? Maybe this really feels
Yeah.
like Scream of old, right? The origins, but with more intensity, perhaps, and it's Kevin's own little touch to it. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. Everything has gotten me more excited as we've gone. So, I mean, dude, I'm so ready, bro. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Listen, if that movie was coming out tomorrow, I'm ready. I'm ready. From what I've heard already,
Yeah.
I don't need to even hear any more about it. I'm good. I'm ready to go, So, dude, yeah, I think this is going to be the most special sequel of the franchise in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But
What's up, man?
yeah. So
Yeah.
well, thanks for coming on and talking Scream 7 with me for a bit.
Yeah, this is fun, man, as always. Lots to look forward to. And I think that what I would say to everyone who's still on the fence is I would say, let's give Kevin a chance. If you're on the fence about him directing it, let's give him a chance. Give the guy a chance. Let's go with an open mind. I'm going in highly optimistic, and you know how I feel, Shay, about what I think we're going to see, and I just want to encourage everyone to look. Kevin Williamson being in charge, I think, is the best move here they could have done in light of Christopher Landon, leaving, and I think that we're going to all be pleasantly surprised for some, and for others, pleasantly satisfied. Period. In this movie, when we see the final product,
Yeah.
I think we got a special movie, Shay. I'm predicting a special movie. Yep. But this was fun. Thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks so much for coming on. I will have all of your links in the description, so everyone go check them out. But
Appreciate
until
it.
next time, thank you all for watching. As I said, go check him out. And
bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.